Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to cut a 180 degree, 360 degree and 720 degree flared skirt. If this is something you're interested in, keep on watching and let's get started. So here's the fabric I'm going to be using for this tutorial. Please note that for this tutorial what I'm going to be cutting out with this fabric is actually a 360 degree flare, but I thought to do a tutorial on the 180 and 720 degree flare as well, so you guys can understand and use it to carry out whatever project you want to carry out. So all you just need to do is pay attention and watch what I'm doing and you would understand regardless of which is which. Okay, so now that that is sorted, let's get right into what we have to do today. So we're going to be starting with the 180 degree flare skirt, which is also known as the half circle skirt. And here are the measurements you'll be needing for whichever of these flare skirts that you'd want to work on. You need your skirt round waist and your skirt length. So here are my own measurements. So when you want to work on yours, insert your measurement and follow the steps I'm about to show you. So the calculation part, I added 2 inches to my round waist measurement for my zip/seam allowance, which makes 27 inches, just as you can see. And I went ahead to divide the 27 inches by 3.14 and I got a total of 8.5 inches. Now this 8.5 inches is now the waist radius that we're going to work with. Okay, and then I went ahead to add 1 inch to my length measurement, which is for folding the hem, and I got a total of 25 inches, just as you can see. So when you're doing yours as well, you take your round waist measurement and you add your zip and seam allowances to it and you divide by 3.14 and you get your waist radius, and then you go ahead to add 1 inch as well to your skirt length measurement. So I'll go ahead and fold my fabric into 2 and fold into a triangle as well, just as you can see. And then all measurements will be taken from the pointy part of the triangle, and we'll be starting off with the 8.5 inch, which is the waist radius. Making it all round now, so watch closely so you get to replicate it on your own fabric as well. Take note that your tape should start from the pointy part of the triangle down to your required waist radius. After that, I'll go ahead to trace out the marked points to form one line, just as you can see. Next, I'll be marking out the skirt length, and I'll go ahead to add the 25 inches plus the 8.5 inches, and I'll be having a total of 33.5 inch, which I would mark from the pointy part of the triangle down to where that 3.5 inch is. There is another method as well. If you do not want to do this, you can just mark the 25 inches skirt length starting from the waist radius line. So from that point, you just place your tape there and mark out 25 inches all round. Okay, but I'll be doing the other method I told you about previously, which is adding the waist radius to the skirt length. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do now. Just watch what I'm doing. Now that I'm done marking, I'll go ahead to trace out the marked points, just as you can see. So now that I'm done with that, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I told you that I was going to be using this fabric for a 360 degree flare dress. So I'm just going to explain to you how to cut this out. So this is how you're going to cut it out. Cut out from the line of your waist radius, and you also cut out from the line of your skirt length, and you go ahead to cut the side as well. But if your fabric, when you folded it, you were able to fold the triangular part to meet an open edge part, then that's fine. I hope that makes sense. You don't need to, cut from the side. Now moving on to the 360 degree flare. The calculation for this is the skirt waist calculated for the 180 degree divided by 2, which is the 8.5 inches that we got. we're going to divide it by 2, and I have a total of 4.25 inches here. Okay, so the new waist radius we'll be working with for this 360 degree is 4.25, and the length still remains the same. All right, let's get into it. So I have my fabric folded into 4 now, which is I folded into 2 once, then folded into 2 again, which gives this square-like thingy that you're seeing here. So I'm just verifying that I have up to the length I'm looking for, which is the 25 inches plus 4.25 inch. So I've noticed that I have 29.25. Now I'm going to go ahead to mark out the waist radius, which is the 4.25, just like we did for the 180 degree. And as you can see, I'm also marking it all round. So this is how you're going to do yours as well when you want to replicate this. All right, I'm going to go ahead to trace out the marked points, just as you can see me do. Then the next thing we'll be doing is to mark out the skirt length using either of the methods I told you previously. And I'll still be using the one where I have to add the skirt length to the waist radius, which is going to be 29.25, and I'll be marking it starting from the very top, just as you can see. I'm going to be marking out in circular motions, just as we did for the 180 degree flare, and this is actually how you get to mark out your measurements for any flare skirts that you want to do. All right. So now that I'm done marking out the measurements, this is how you would cut it out, but not to worry, since this is what I want to be working with, I'm going to show you the 720 degree flare, then come back to remark this and cut it out so you can see. Alright, so let's move on to the 720 degree flare skirt. Alright, for the 720 degree flare skirt, which is also the double circle skirt, what we're going to be doing is divide the skirt width that we got from the calculation for the 180 degree. We're going to divide it by 4, which is the 8.25 divided by 4, and I have here 2.1 inch. The length is still the same. As you can see, we're going to be cutting 2 of this to get the 720 degree flare skirts. Alright, let's get right into it. Your fabric is still going to be folded into 4, just like it was for the 360 degree skirt. So we're going to go ahead now to mark out our waist radius, which is the 2.1, and that is what I'm doing here all round, just as you can see. Next, I'll be marking out the length, just as I have done for the previous flare skirts. Alright, and then trace out. So when you want to cut this out as well, you're going to cut out the waist radius and then the length as well, and then slash open one side. But before you do that, you're going to place this on another fabric that you folded into 4. Like I said, we're going to be cutting 2 of this, and then you cut out exactly what you have here, or you could fold your fabric into 4 again and then remark these exact measurements and then cut out, whichever one would be easier for you. But that is all for the 720 degree flare. I hope you understood the whole process and you've gotten everything that I have said here. So let's move on to cutting the 360 degree flare, which I actually need. Okay. So this is all for the cutting of this flare, and this is the pattern in which you would use to cut out the other flares, just like I explained previously. You can see it's looking all bouncy and fuller than the 180 degree would be, but the 720 would be fuller than this as well. So this is all for today's tutorial. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section for me and I'll reply to that. Thank you guys for watching. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm saying it again, please subscribe. Don't forget to like and share. Until next time, bye.